Have you had 4 cups of coffee and now have to go shoot steady video? Handheld or stabilizer? Which will you choose? Making videos is a big passion of mine, and I started out with very little gear. That means most of the time I was shooting handheld, which is a budding point for many filmmakers. Of course, using your hands is the only way of mobile filmmaking. Stabilizers are also a great way of capturing clean, steady video while also having the ability to move around your scene freely. Camera stabilizers have been around about 50 years with the invention of the Steadicam by camera operator Garrett Brown in 1975. Since then, camera stabilizers have come in a range of shapes and sizes, from shoulder rigs, vest systems, to 3-axis gimbals. So today, I want to go over the differences between filming handheld and filming with a stabilizer, while also covering some best practices that you can use for doing both. Filming handheld is oftentimes advantageous for the run-and-gun filmmaker. This style of filmmaking tends to lend itself to being able to maneuver tight spaces and move locations quickly as you're not tied down by stationary gear like a tripod. For the budget conscious, filming handheld will often save you money as you're not spending it on tripods, but rather you can put it towards gear like audio or better glass. The kind of footage you get will largely rely on the steadiness of the operator. Thankfully, camera systems today have neat tricks to help you achieve near tripod-like steadiness while shooting handheld. In-body image stabilization, or IBIS for short, and lens stabilization are 2 methods of stabilizing that are featured in camera systems today that will compensate for jitters and shakes introduced while shooting handheld. When in-body image stabilization and lens stabilization are turned off, handheld footage can be shaky, jittery, and make for an uncomfortable viewing experience. However, with these stabilization methods turned on, the jitters and shakes are largely removed, producing much more usable and clean results. Of course, even with these stabilization methods on, you can still encounter shaky footage when filming things such as walking scenes. Another avenue for filming handheld is with a stabilizer such as a 3-axis gimbal, body-mounted vest systems, or with shoulder rigs. Stabilizers have become very popular in recent years, with companies like Zhun and DJI making affordable gimbals for the everyday filmmaker. Steadicam has been providing more robust body-mounted stabilizers since 1975 and has been a staple of Hollywood productions ever since. The most popular stabilizer today is the 3-axis gimbal, like this one here. These gimbals work by providing 3 individual axes, tilt, roll, pan, working together via electronic sensors to act as a counterbalance against shaky movement. Gimbals like the DJI RS4 Pro and RS4 or the Zhun Crane 4 are excellent options for those looking to get steady, dynamic shots out of their handheld footage. Now that we've gone over some of the differences between filming handheld and filming with a stabilizer, let's go over some best practices for each. When filming handheld, there's a few things to consider to make sure your footage comes out steady. As I mentioned before, turning on IBIS or optical image stabilization on your camera body and lenses will help reduce shake in your footage. Try to keep your arms close to your body. Tuck the elbows, keep the camera close to your chest, and move with your core. Doing this allows you to generate movement with your entire body rather than just with your arms and hands on their own. Make sure to add a third point of contact between your camera and your body. Your camera strap can be used as a third point of contact for even more stability. Some people find that fully extending and locking the arms while pulling the camera strap as far as it will go produces very stable results. You can combine this with utilizing your core to turn and push in for some interesting and smooth handheld shots. More importantly, and seemingly the most obvious, try not to move so much. Maintaining stability and minimizing unnecessary movements is the best way to make sure that your footage comes out smooth and steady. Moving on to stabilizers, a lot of what applies for filming handheld applies here, but with a lot less effort on your part to remain steady. A popular technique for using a gimbal stabilizer is the ninja walk or duck walk. This is where you eliminate bounce in your footage by walking heel to toe in a smooth and steady motion, keeping your core stabilized and moving forward without raising your shoulders too much. Capturing a moving subject while filming handheld can be very difficult, but with the stabilizer, it's pretty achievable. For example, if you want to capture a subject going across the frame, you want to orient your body the same direction that the subject is moving. Of course, your camera should be pointed at the subject, but orienting your body in the same direction of movement as the subject ensures that you maintain a fluid range of motion going forward rather than going sideways. Some gimbals even come with an additional handle attachment, giving you more ergonomics and an extra point of contact for stability on the gimbal so that you can get more difficult dynamic shots that probably are hard to get while filming handheld. Filming both handheld and with the stabilizer can be fun and even very challenging, but it's really up to you and the kind of shots that you're trying to capture while creating video. There are a ton of resources online on how to make the most out of the equipment you have at your disposal. And here on this YouTube channel, we have videos showcasing examples of filming both handheld and with stabilizers. So do you have tips for filming handheld or with a stabilizer? Or better yet, is there a time where you chose either of these over locking down on a tripod? Let us know in the comments below.